Okay, so we are back in focus. Thank you. We are back at the house, and this morning we went to Arsenal Wildlife Refuge and took some video of bison and deer. And it was the first time I had gotten to use my Z7ii with my Atomos Ninja 5, and I've not been able to use it yet. This is my first time using it. Gotta take the hard drive out, and we are going to look at the footage that came off of this. So let's see here. Make a new folder. The stream this morning. The stream this morning inside Arsenal was not a success, I guess. So I was trying to get the Pocket, the DJI Pocket 2, to work, and I could not get that thing to work to save my life. And I think the issue was that, I mean, I could get it to work, but I couldn't watch the chat and see what was on the screen. It was really annoying me. So I decided to just do I just decided to do it through my phone. I couldn't get the Pocket to work. I've got to play around with it a little bit more, and I've got to figure out what's going on with it. I got to figure out. I think if I would have had the iPad with me, I could have gotten it to work. I couldn't make it work. So I'm gonna play around with that one day. So we'll just do a random stream, short stream off the Pocket, to make sure I've got that all figured out. And I'm gonna drop the music volume just a little bit more. I'm also looking at getting a different mic. Deity just came out with a podcast mic, and I think I'm gonna actually go with that mic. Because I really like the way it looks. I really like Deity's mics. That's what I use for everything, except for my wireless system, which Jesus, hang on, let me. That pulsing focus thing is bothering me. Okay. I don't know what I was saying. Is it gonna like refocus on me? I guess I'm gonna just have to do full-time focus. I wonder if I can change the sensitivity on it. gosh. Focus on my face. You're supposed to be tracking my face. Oh gosh. Right now it's just copying. Jesus, calm down. Like, all I'm doing is this, and it's like freaking out on me. I'm copying files over to an external hard drive. Dang, that's 43 gigs in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 videos. It's insane. While it's doing that, let's look at their newest one. I do want to know that Duo RX. My hair is still crazy from this morning. I'm getting it cut tomorrow. So this is their new one. It's still just a USB mic, which is really all that I need right now. That's a pretty good animation of the mic spinning. I like that. I'm thinking about getting the boom arm kit, just so that way I could like attach it right here and have the mic coming in. Just keep it out of the way, so that way it's closer, better audio, and then this just isn't like sitting here. They are, I believe, starting to ship in March. Yeah, I'm thinking about getting that one. And I think I'm going to go with the black over the white, just because everything else that I have is black. I might as well keep it all black, right? Well, my tower is black and white, so honestly, if I started to get white that and like white keyboard and a white mouse, I think it would actually look pretty good. So I might do that. Let's see. Yeah, I'll probably order that soon. I mean, hell, this mic was like $100, and like the tabletop tripod like legs falling off, and I just bought this at Best Buy just to get started. So, and we are still copying over. I am so ready to get this stuff in there. The bison were really close this morning, so I got a lot of really good video of the bison this morning. I have got to do a lot of stuff whenever I get off stream. I'm not sure if we'll be streaming again tonight or not. Melissa and I were talking about streaming a shoot tonight. I don't think we are. I mean, if she's up for it, then we'll do it. But I'm not sure if we will or not. It's done. Hang on 1 second for me. I gotta go grab something real quick. Sorry, just ordering something online. Okay, cool. Okay. So, let's go into getting used to the I don't know why I just minimized that. Getting used to recording on the Atmos was really interesting. I didn't think that we're gonna do a new project. I didn't think I thought that it was just going to be like it was on like recording normal. You just hit your shutter button, hit your record button, and it records. But no, you actually have to hit your record button on the Atmos itself, which is so different than what I'm used to. Okay, let's pull. Ooh, don't change. And actually, what I need to do is delete selected, remove this clip, remove. Where is remove? Remove, there we go. And I'm gonna shift 9. And the stuff coming in here is actually, there we go. And I believe I was actually on 30 frames per second, but I don't know if I can, oh wait, no. Okay, I wanna do this. The videos coming in were 24 frames, not 24, they were 30. 4K 30, okay. Okay. So let's drag this one in. Okay. I don't know what the sound's gonna sound like. I did not have a mic plugged in, so this is just like off the camera. It's a lot of audio. That's interesting. Yeah, so like that's all it sounds like. It's just wrestling. So I'm actually gonna mute that and start the music again.
And I was still trying to get it, like, figure out how to hold it. Because this thing was heavy, and it was hard. This is absolutely. This is like 8 years ago. And like I can probably select a small section of it. Selected. Oh, is this one they were just like they were walking push past the bushes. I think one of the reasons that the movement was so much close too. I was very happy. I want to select a section. And export. Let me get work for study. Oh no. Grab the biggie. Grab the biggie. Look in the snow. Okay. So I'm gonna do a look. Let's see what started up with.
Sorry, it's still doing it. Okay, my mic's done freaking out now. I don't know how long it was freaking out for, but really annoying. Really annoying. Okay, so this footage is shot in what's called an Nlog, which is Nikon's version of log footage. And log footage is a gamma curve that flattens out your image. So you may notice that the bison doesn't look very detailed, like it doesn't have a lot of color to it. It doesn't look like it's got a lot of I mean, it's got plenty of detail in it, as you can see. Ugh. But it doesn't look like color depth, you know? That's because of the log footage. This is also ProRes, which is a kind of raw footage that is very, very good. So now, this is where you really, really get to see the power of log footage, and that is in the grading. So I'm just gonna look at some LUTs first, and then decide, do I want to do this manually, or do I just want to use a LUT? Because this is only really going to go for Instagram. You can go insane with the yellows and everything. Not that. I don't think it's got... No, it doesn't. Okay. I was gonna say, I don't think it's got a Nikon on here. Let's go to right here. Because while it was very cold, actually, you know what we're gonna do? If it ever catches up. There we go. So I don't know, look at the difference. So that's log, that's how flat it gets. I really wish that I could make this stay in here, but I can't. Not that. There we go. We're gonna do under preset. We're gonna go right here, and that makes my handmade loadout. Okay. So we're gonna start with our HSL curves. And we're gonna see what we can do by hand. We're going to go to our look, and we're going to lift our shadows some, drop the highlights, and then we are going to do okay. I feel like I got a little bit too much red in there, but that's okay because... So I also have... Yeah, I definitely do have too much red in there. That's okay. So I have mine set up. I have my tree set up to where I can edit each color individually. So I can make the yellow... let's actually darken the yellow a little bit. And really just the yellow. And I want to bump the contrast up on the yellow. On the red, and then drop the highlights a little bit. Lift it just, I feel like just a little bit. And I want to give like a little bit of a color boost. Just a little bit. I feel like there's a little bit too much purple. So we're going to change that in look adjustment whenever we want to change everything. I feel like there's a little bit of too much purple overall. So actually, here's the magenta. Okay, yeah, you see where it's, I don't know if you can see where it's affecting, but it's affecting right in there. So I want to lift that shadow a little bit. Actually, you know what? No, we're going to darken that shadow a little bit. And on the red, just little adjustments. A little bit of blue, a little bit of cyan. That's just mainly in the snow. I'm really comfortable keeping that. So now we're going to go to look adjustment, and I want to offset. So let's say I wanted to take purple away, right? It works a lot better that instead of trying to take purple away, you actually add green. So you don't take the purple away, you add the green to diminish the purple. Let's go back into the yellow for a second. Look at that tongue. So we're going to actually do it by differing grades. I want that yellow grass to be really apparent, like just drop the highlights just a little bit though. Yeah, that's looking really, really good. Okay. And then we offset the green to get rid of some of the purple. We don't really need anything on skin and eyes because we're not dealing with humans. That makes it a little bit easier. I don't really care about editing just like the sky is not really in here. I don't really care about editing certain sections of this. Like normally I would be trying to edit individual components, which is how I've got it divided up right here. I'm not necessarily worried about that. I'm not worried about editing any of that just because it's the full bison. It's a really close up of his face. So there's, not really too much that you can kind of edit other than just this one bison. Okay. I don't think we need to sharpen this any. It's actually fairly sharp. So we might look at adding some grain though. Let's see here. And I may not do anything to it. I probably need to go look at... Yeah, let me look at how it looks bigger. That yellow is really bright. But that horn is so good. Okay, so let's go back into color. And we're gonna, oops. And we're gonna go back to the red. Add a little bit of contrast, not too much. But I think I want to cool him down a little bit. Yeah, I think right there looks pretty good. Let's look at it bigger. grass. Let's go to the grass. Let's do that. Yeah, that looks really, really good to me. That looks really good. I got that piece of grass in his head. That might be too much on the grass. Let me go back. Pause. Go back. Let's go back to this green. I think I like it right there. Yeah, to me that's a deeper color, and I like that deeper color a lot better. Get that nice tongue action in there. Trying to lick through the snow to find some more grass to eat. It's a really solid coloring. It's pretty good. It's pretty solid grade. I like his fur. What's up, man? This is from this morning when my camera wouldn't show anything. I've got a... I think I know what was happening with it. I'm gonna have to play around with it here at the house. It is. It's I think I've got to have two devices to do it. I think that I need to run the Pocket through the iPad and monitor with my phone. It's a little difficult to do sometimes, so I'll get it figured out though. I'm gonna have to just play around with it one day at the house and get it a lot more comfortable doing it. Yeah, we're in Colorado. I'm in Denver area. Basically the greater metropolitan Denver area. I want to get his head a little brighter. So let me go to the red again and let me see if I can... And Durango? Yeah. We, I think I said in an earlier stream that we've been out here since October. Is whenever we moved out here. Oh, wait, no. I do want to have a little bit of contrast. I want it to change my pivot. And then let's lift that shadow just a tad bit. We lived in Alabama. We used to live on the Gulf of Mexico. Like within 40 minutes of the Gulf of Mexico is where we lived. I'm gonna tilt that down actually. So we lived in a city called Mobile, Alabama. And down there we were free divers in Spiros. And that's kind of how I got into photography, was underwater photography. All right, so I like the way that he looks better. I like that his head's got more definition and more detail. I'm still not happy with the grass though. It does look better, but I'm not terribly happy with the grass. Let's add a little bit to the highlights. I do have an Instagram. It's so I've actually got 3. So I've got hang on. I haven't fixed my things yet. Hang on. So I've got this one, Modern Obscura Nature, and then I've got Modern Obscura Portraits and Modern Obscura Production, which I just started that one yesterday. It's gonna be on my nature and wildlife and stuff like that. This is gonna be my portrait stuff, like our paint shoots and that kind of stuff. And then the top one, Productions, is going to be mainly like behind the scenes. Anytime I go do commercial shoots, stuff like that. That's what that's going to be. I think right now the only thing that's on it is this picture that I took yesterday of my new ZFC. And then on this one, this has got more on it from the glacier, and then our paint shoots right here. Thank you, sir. I haven't gotten to shoot with the model since I've been out here, so my wife Melissa has just been helping me out until I can make a couple connections out here and get a couple people out here. Because I want to do other stuff out here. No, thank you. I want to do. Let's try that. I love doing portraits. They're really fun to do whenever you do some of the stuff that we've done. It's a lot of fun to do. And I used to do them back in Alabama. I've just got to, I guess, find the right people out here. I want to... Gosh. This is why... color grading is a freaking art. Because I want his head to be that bright and detailed. I also think I need to fix the purples. Oh, no, maybe not. I'm wrong. I don't need to fix the purples. So I'm looking at this monitor, which is what I'm editing on. And I'm looking at this monitor, which has got OBS up. And I used to have them swapped. But this monitor, while it's bigger, I cannot get the color that it puts out to be correct. So I have to use this monitor because this has a correct coloring to it. And I looked over and like the purple on this monitor is really bad, but on this monitor it's not. On this monitor it looks really, really good. I feel like I need to darken his face some. I don't think I need to do my shadows that lifted. I think right around there should be good. Okay. Thank you for letting me know. I've got another one on order, or I'm gonna order one today. I'll show you the one that I'm gonna order. I don't know why it does that. It'll just randomly decide to go nuts, and it's like loop feedback. I don't know what it's doing. This is actually the one I'm gonna get. I love deity mics. I have deity mics for I'm gonna get an XLR mic eventually, but the one that I want to get, the specific one that I want to get, is not in stock anywhere. It's still out of stock. It's been out of stock for like 6 or 8 months. So I'm just waiting on it to come back in stock, but I'm gonna get this one. I use deity for everything else, so I want to get a deity to replace this one, and I'm gonna get the come on. I'm gonna get the white one because my computer tower is black and white, and then I'm gonna get like a different white keyboard and a different white mouse. Razer makes a really nice white mouse, and I love Razer products. So I'm gonna get all of that, and I'm gonna have white and black. But I'm gonna order this. They just came out with it. They released it yesterday on the 17th. It starts shipping on the 22nd. So I'm gonna go on ahead and pre-order this and get it coming. So that way I don't have to deal with this thing anymore because it's annoying. But yeah, so Resolve can be complicated. It can be very intensive, but you can do a lot with it. I made this node tree, based it off of somebody else's. Made a couple of changes to make it something that I would prefer, and I have it saved as a base, so that way I can just apply it and go in and grade by hand if I want to. If I'm just doing something for YouTube or I'm doing something for Instagram, I won't grade it by hand. I'll just add a LUT. But this is the first time I got to shoot. This is from the Nikon Z7ii, and yeah, it works in a tree. It works as a node tree. So I shot today or this morning with the Z7ii, and I was using the Atomos Ninja 5, and it was recording Nlog ProRes. And that's the first time I've gotten to use it. Or this morning was. Ugh, my hair. I'm so ready to chop it off again. This morning was the first time I got to use it. So I wanted to grade it by hand and see how it handled stuff. I'm not worried about noise reduction on this. It looks great to me. Sorry, I just bumped the camera with my foot. I mean, it's capturing beautiful video. Like, that is some freaking sharp stuff. And I have nothing on this. I have nothing on this. I haven't added any sharpness to it or whatsoever. I might actually soften it a little bit. Because it looks so freaking sharp. Where's it at? Where's it at? Okay. Let's see here. That's not gonna give me my biggest screen. I'm trying to see what window will give me my biggest screen. That's pretty big. I don't like how it softened it. Let's reset that node and go back. And I'm just trying to get a really nice, rich color on it. I like that color. I like that rich color to it. I'm not gonna add a glow. Let's see if I want to add any grain to it. So this is for a project. Again, this was just me playing around this morning with this camera. Now that I'm in Colorado, so I do real estate photography for my day job, basically. And today I only have one house to go shoot at like 3. But now that we're up here, I want to start doing more. I call it commercial shooting, and that I just mean like professionally for clients and stuff like that. I love doing shooting for companies. So down in Alabama, I shot for a lot of YouTubers, a lot of fishing YouTubers. And that's kind of how I got my start in video. I was shooting for them and I loved it. And so I tried to find some fishing YouTubers up here, and there's not. It's almost like taboo to make a video about fly fishing for trout up here. So what I'm gonna do is I've done a lot of work in glass blowing, like photos and video work for glass blowers. I'm a published photographer for glass blowing, actually. Muffin Jaw Design down in Mobile, Alabama, got published in Mobile Bay Magazine for an article written on their art, and I did all the product photography for their article. I think I had 4 or 5 photos in that article. So there's a lot of glass blowers up here that I want to start getting in and trying to talk to them and see if they need some professional shots. So I just skied for the first time like 10 days ago. I had never skied before that. Whenever I get a little bit more comfortable, I'm gonna start looking for skiers and snowboarders. I've got my drone. I've got the ZFC, which is what this camera is. I've got my Z7ii, which is down there. I'd probably take the ZFC to Brighton in Salt Lake City. We've got friends that live in Salt Lake City, so we hopped on a plane on a Saturday morning, skied Saturday night for the first time, skied Sunday, and then flew back Monday. And I think we're going again next week. Next week, is it? We're going again soon. Yeah, Brighton was really fun. I got to where I was comfortable on blues, and like there was only 1 or 2 blues that I would fall once on, and then so whenever we start skiing out here, I think we're gonna go to Eldora or Winter Park first, or Loveland first. I can't remember which one we're gonna go to, but then eventually we're gonna get to Arapahoe Basin and Keystone and all of those. I think next year we're gonna get Icon Pass, just so that way anytime we go skiing, it'll be worth it. It'll pay for itself real quick. But yeah, we had never skied before until like 10 days ago. We had never skied before, so we're excited to do it. I mean, that's not something that you do down in Alabama. It doesn't snow there. It ever snows there. That's just not something that you do. What did I do? Did I lighten it? I'm gonna change that. So yeah, once I get comfortable skiing, I'll throw the ZFC first. I'll take the smaller one first and run out there and take some photos, take some video, stuff like that. And then whenever I get even more comfortable, I'll be willing to take out I'll take the $1,000 camera, not the $4,000 camera first. And once I get more comfortable with it, then I'll start taking that one out. And I want to go to the the freestyle park area, like where they have like the pipes and the ramps and stuff, and just like get to a certain point and just like get off to the side and stop and just set up my tripod and just take photos, or set up a monopod and just sit there and just take photos. And try and find, you know, talk to some skiers, talk to some snowboarders, tell them like, hey, I'm going down here to take photos. I'm a professional photographer and videographer, so like if you want anything, let me know. And just see how it goes. Like just see what I can do. But I want to, yeah, I know, right? Exactly. I know a lot of people out there want videos and photos of them, and like honestly, at first, I'll be comfortable using this thing on them. I mean, it's, you know, it's got a built-in gimbal on it, so it won't be very difficult for me to set it up to follow, or as I'm skiing down, just. All right, cool. But like I won't have any problems finding people to film with this. It won't be anything. Come on. I need to clean it. Okay, let's see how this is looking. You're actually still a little bright, I think. So actually, I'm gonna do this. Then we're gonna click look adjustment, and we're actually going to just a little bit. I want to color boost or raise the saturation on the grass just a little bit. I feel like now it's just a little too dark and a little too dead on color. It's a little too flat. That's the word that I was looking for, is flat. There we go. All of this for a 28-second clip. Let me check the green. Let's see how this looks. We're going to test 1.1 or 1.0. Come on. No. Cancel. Browse. Video. There we go. Hey, Jasmine. Back up. Go. Back up. Back up. Go. Thank you. I'm gonna export it and see how it looks. Okay, cool. All right, let's see here. Let's see how it looks. So there's one thing in Resolve that if you forget to do at the very beginning, it can make the rest of it really annoying. So whenever you open up a project, you just go ahead and open one up. And whenever you drag your first piece of video into it, you're kind of solidifying your settings. And yeah, you can change them, but it works best. Don't lick my ankle. It works the best if you go ahead and preset them before. And I forgot to do that. So, like, I shot this in 4K, 30 frames per second, but because I did not change Resolve initially, it didn't recognize it as that. It brought it in, I think, as a 1080. It's missing. Yeah. I need to get some ND filters for my camera. Yeah, so on this you have to hit Shift 9 at the beginning and you can bring everything in here and like the sun is very brutal out here. That's something that I've had to learn is the sun is insanely brutal out here. So let's go back to this. I'm actually going to take the grain off. Yeah, I've learned that like up there you almost need an ND filter, variable ND if possible, and a polarizing filter, because that snow, you need a polarizing filter for that snow. It makes it a little difficult. All right, so we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna add that. I'm actually gonna leave the resolution at 1080, and let's see what happens. Let's see how it looks. It's probably also trying to export it at 24 frames per second instead of 30 because I forgot to hit the Shift 9. And that probably makes it a little bit fragmenty. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. The grass looks a lot better. It's not as fragmented. I mean, I can still tell I wasn't shooting what I should have on the shutter speed, but all in all, it actually still looks really good to me. Let's actually change one more thing. I am going to sharpen just a little bit. I kind of want to see how much I can get away with it. I don't want it to be too sharp. Because if you so if you're talking about the wildflowers like up in the mountains, I've seen some photos and I have heard, and I cannot wait. I cannot freaking wait. There was one hike, I believe I saw a picture, Mount Tory. There in the valley in between Mount Tory and another mountain, there's just wildflowers everywhere. I cannot wait to go up there and see the wildflowers. I can't wait. I've heard the spring up here is just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So I'm very excited. I don't want to over sharpen. We're going to do a 1.5. We'll do 1.6. 5. Yeah, so we haven't had a big winter here. We didn't get our first snow out here until December, which apparently is very insane. I mean, we've been getting snow, like, whenever we went over to Salt Lake City, it hadn't snowed there in weeks. So actually, funny story. My car got stolen on New Year's Eve. And it's in the shop right now being fixed. As soon as we get it back, oh my god. As soon as we get it back, we are trading it in and getting a 4x4, a 4-wheel drive. I'm not sure exactly what yet, but we are going to be getting something that's a lot better than my 2-wheel Hyundai Sonata, or 2-wheel drive Hyundai Sonata. So yeah, it's been a crazy start to the year, dude. Jeeps are the only way to go for that stuff. But I've heard that, like, I was talking to my boss and he said that his Jeep just continuously breaks down. And that makes me want to go away from a Jeep. I've thought about a Jeep. I will probably continue to think about a Jeep. I've still probably got another 2 to 3 weeks before I get the car back. But I don't know. We'll see. Empty every pocket. Yeah, exactly. It's oh no. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see exactly what I do with it. I'm very happy with that. I'm gonna export that. I'm gonna use that. The new ones are quite different though, and are made to withstand most of what you're gonna throw at it. That's once you get into the tough four-wheeling. Yeah, and what we might do is we might get me something like a Subi or something like that. So it's just me and Melissa. We don't have kids. We don't want kids. So we don't need a big vehicle. So we were looking at one of the Subarus that was smaller. Outback, is that the one it is? And then probably in like a year, look at getting a fun vehicle. I actually learned how to drive a stick on a 1988 Suzuki Samurai. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, Subarus are everywhere out here, and from my understanding, they're so reliable. What do you think of the Bison video? How does it look? You had a sidekick? What do you think about this? How does it look on your end? I love that little piece of grass in his hair. So it does look warm. I do agree with that, but it does. I'm very happy with the quality of it. I agree that it does look warm. So we're gonna go back up to look adjustment and see if we can cool the whole thing off just a little bit. I say just a little bit. That's actually a lot more, but I feel like that looks a lot better. I'm good with that, but I want that grass to look a little warmer. Yeah, I like that right there. That looks really good. So what I'm mainly doing with this, and why I started filming this, I made a documentary on the glass blowers that I got published with. I spent 9 months filming with them. I was with them every weekend,
Every demo, every market for 9 months. And after we filmed for, I think, in the night.
Yeah, now you see why I need to replace it. I looked over right as you said that. So, in the 9th month of the glass blowers, I shot the interview section. And this documentary idea started, I was running through ideas with Freddie. And I told him at the very beginning, I would be happy if I could get... I got up real early this morning. If I could get a 15-minute documentary. Like, I sent him the questions for the interview and told him, like, how I was going to structure it and everything. And then after filming for, like, 9 months, I was like, all right, maybe, like, a 30-minute documentary. Maybe, like, 2 15-minute episodes. And then I'll be, like, really happy with that. And then we finished the interview, and the interview was 2.5 hours long. So I was like, mother of God, I got to go through and cut this down and try and get 15 minutes out of it. No, so I ended up making the decision of doing 4 or 5 20 to 25-minute episodes. I've done the first 2, and I've got to finish 3 and 4. And if there's enough to make 5, I'll do 5. I'm really trying to take my time now, because the first episode was the first big video project I ever undertook, other than, you know, like the YouTube videos. Those videos were not anything longer than like 10 to 16 minutes, 17, like maybe 19, I think was the longest I ever did. But like typically they were about 12 minutes long. And that was it. Like that was the whole video. But doing this project, I've had to sit down and try to make a congruent 5 episodes or 4 episodes. I don't know if I'm going to make, if I can make episode 3 and 4 like 30 minutes long, then I'm not going to have to make an episode 5. But I've got it broken down by like sections of time. So like as far as episode 2 ends right as COVID's about to hit everybody. And I'm uploading these to my YouTube channel and stuff like that. And but I shot so much footage with them that it's taking so long for me to go through and break it all up. But the reason I'm letting it take me so long to make each episode is because episode 1 was the first difficult long video project that I had. Episode 2, I had edited episode 1, but then I'd also been editing for YouTubers and a couple of other things. So my grading, my color grading had gotten better, but my decisions to do things had also morphed. So if you watch episode 1, it's very much like a, okay, let's just see what I can do. Episode 2 is really, and I hate to say this, I almost, because I was editing for YouTubers at that same time, whenever I was working on it, it almost feels like a YouTube video. And those aren't inherently bad or edited one way, but I did not edit it like a documentary. I edited it like a YouTube video. And I'm still happy with episode 2. Yeah, it is. It's up on my YouTube right now, Han. I'll, let me see if I can link it. I should have it in a playlist. Yeah. Can I? Yeah, there we go. Yes, you did, but that was, I don't even remember what that video was. And let me see. Oh, okay, so that right there is, I know what that is. That is the photo that I used to have on, like, my Be Right Back. So, like, right now, if I click my Be Right Back screen, that is what shows up. That used to be my Be Right Back screen, was that astrophotography, that galaxy shot. And then, like, if I hit starting soon, that's the shot that comes up. So I used to have that astro shot up. I've had it as my background before. I actually, this desert shot, I took this photo. I love this photo. This is one of my most favorite photos I've ever taken. So like, yeah, I've done, so that Muffin Jaw Designs, so the glass blowing one, I'm really going to try and take my time with episode 3, because I want to make episode 3 like a documentary. Yeah, dude, the night sky up here is insane. I cannot wait until spring and summer to go to sand dunes and do astrophotography there. I'm so excited to go back to sand dunes, which is where this photo was taken. And I'm sure you would believe how many footprints I had to take out of this ridge right here. And all of this, there are footprints covering all of it. I think this one photo took me an hour to edit. But yeah, I can't wait to do some astrophotography again. That's another reason why I made 3 accounts, so that way I can do all my nature stuff on one, all my portraits on another, and then the production can kind of just be whatever. Behind the scenes, here's this project that I'm working on. Oh, is it? I've also thought about going up to St. Mary's Glacier and doing some astro there. But I haven't looked at the orientation of it to see if it would work, because you got to point south. And that galaxy shot that I took was actually into season. We were there in late August, so maybe early spring might work. Yeah, it rises and falls. It goes up and goes down. Okay. So let's see. So to point south, I would have to... I mean, you could do some stuff with it. So you could climb up to this peak right here. You could hike up to this peak. Go this way. Instead of continuing out, take that road and go up. And then get all of this plus the Milky Way. Or you could hike to the top of right here and turn back. Do you ever use photo pills? No, what's a photo pill? I don't know what a photo pill is. I'll actually pull up that picture though. That way you can see it in full. That was... Okay, cool. No, so I've got a sky tracker app. I think I deleted it off of my old phone because of space. What was it called? Go Skywatch, I think is what it's called. And it lets you... I need to actually re-download that while I'm thinking about it. It actually lets you kind of go ahead in time to see where things will line up. So that way you know, like, okay, I need to be out there. But then you can... I mean, it uses your... So, like, this is what it looks like. Oh, come on, there we go. And let me see if I block my face. If it'll just... There we go. And, I mean, you can do everything. But it also uses, like, like your compass, built-in gyroscope. For motion controls. But yeah, so I am going to go back out and start doing some astrophotography once. Okay. Oh gosh. What did my camera do? Did my camera freeze up? Hang on. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, Jazz. Didn't mean to step on your foot. Jesus, I'm gonna turn my eyes down, actually. But yeah, so I'm gonna do some of it whenever it is season again. Oh yeah, and I was gonna pull that photo up. That looks a lot cooler, especially in the snow. The snow's got some blue to it. Grass is still yellow, but not too vibrant to me. And it's still a little warm, but it's definitely a lot cooler. I like that. I like how that looks. Okay, let's see here. Long exposures. Oh, this isn't it, but this is one of my favorite photos I've ever taken. This is... March starts early season if you like getting up around 3 a.m. Yeah, I know, right? I am a morning person. I am definitely okay with getting up that early, so... Yeah, I love this photo. I was very lucky whenever I took this photo because I only had one chance to take it, because over here waiting to get in was like a huge family about to walk in here. So I asked them to give me enough time to take one photo. And this is the one photo I took. And I've gone back and re-edited this photo probably 4 or 5 times. Just as I've gotten better at editing. Yeah, I know, right? I used to so what I had originally tried to do was try to do some galaxy shots. I went spearfishing. We would always go to Pensacola, Florida, which is about an hour and a half drive from where we lived in Alabama. Went spearfishing, came back, slept at my captain's house, because we finished at like 9. Woke up at 2 a.m., drove to the beaches in Alabama and tried to do galaxy shots. Get out there, like drive all the way there, so it's been another hour. I'm still an hour and a half from my house, because to get to my house you have to go across and then over, and this just mainly went down, or across and then down, and this was mainly just straight over. I get out there and realize I did not have a tripod with me, so I tried my best and I could not take any photos worth anything. What folder would that be in? Let me just go to Twitch. Yeah, it's that was horrible. No, that's not any of them. That was all in Salt Lake City. Sunset Peak is in Salt Lake City. I cannot remember what. I cannot remember what folder I've got that under. Let's see. No. It has nothing to do with Melissa. I used to have all of this stuff so organized, and I just started adding like more and more folders instead of keeping it organized. Maybe it's on my other hard drive. What is that? Oh. No. Oh, well, at least now I know where that stuff is. That was when I first got my Nikon, actually. Yeah, I have no idea. But it's on my Instagram. If you scroll back a little bit, it was actually, we went out there for my dad's birthday, and it's not Harvest Moon. None of those are it, because those are all from the GH5. None of those are from the Nikon. And I know I took that photo on the Nikon. I can't remember. But I've saved it under here? I don't think so. No. I didn't edit it on stream or anything, no. Okay, yeah, no, I've got no idea. But that one was like my first attempt at doing my first time taking a Milky Way shot. And I really, really liked it. It was a lot of fun. My nephew actually, Oh, that's why I don't have them. So I can tell you exactly where that was. You may not be able to go exactly to that spot because that's on private property. That my dad's best friend owns that land, but I can tell you where that was. There's actually, I mean, it's you can get in, not in this spot, but you can get in where I took that photo, and it's a very dark spot. This was right after sunset, so this night, my nephew who was 6, he, yeah, so that you're gonna have to go there to that spot, really. Like I don't really think that there's any others. I'll look and see. But I know why I don't have that photo. Yeah, that was last weekend of August. So both mine and my dad's birthdays are in August, and so for his birthday, he wanted to go to this is their hunting camp. It's in the Kaneka National Forest. Kaneka, like the sausage, that is the best thing ever created. So this right here, in between Bruton and Andalusia, is the Kaneka National Forest. And you've got a lot of stuff in here, like a lot of area. This particular spot is near a city called Wing, Alabama. Yeah, there you go. So if you drive past the post office and gas station in the same building, then you went through downtown Wing. And I don't exactly, like, I don't even know how to get to their cabin, because you go, I mean, oh, okay, that's really cool. That's actually a really good idea. I like that. I remember the first time we went to this cabin and my dad turned down this dirt road, and I was like, how did you know to turn there? And he said, because it's the stump that looks like Texas. I was like, all right, I'm never going to know where to go. Yeah, I would probably say that, like, that's going to be a good area for you. Let's see. Let's go to a light pollution map. Yeah, allow cookies, whatever. So, Kaneka National Forest is right there. Honestly, though, if you go up through Grove Hill and you go to, like, Alberta, like near Camden, you can probably get a little bit darker south of Selma. Because all of your dark spots, oddly enough, are going to be, like, down south. Yeah. Because it's also so flat out here that light travels a long way. Yeah, I really think that if you were to go into this area, I don't exactly know what's in these areas. Like Selma, Alberta, Camden, if you were to go in between those three, you should get pretty dark. Or, like I said, that one was in, so the ocean is a possibility, and you can get some decent spots. The only thing is that, one, off of Alabama's coast, you have oil rigs, which at night, yeah, at night with the oil rigs, they have flames on them, so you're getting light pollution from the flames, and it's also not like fantastic. Like, I would think Dolphin Island would be one of your better bets. Like right here is where Katrina's Cut is. That would probably be a decent bet, but I mean, you've got Mobile behind you and Pascagoula behind you. Um, Jesus, so many ads popping up. Yeah, like if you go to Port St. Joe and you were to drive out all the way to here, that's Eglin. Yeah, so you could get probably around and get out here. You could get some dark spots, or like down St. George Island. You could get some pretty dark spots. I've been to Port St. Joe. Port St. Joe is awesome. Oh yeah, we went scalloping in Port St. Joe. Port St. Joe was really cool. So Florida, you go down to like Kissimmee area, you can get away from some light spots. Go down to the Everglades, you can get away from light. I mean, like, there are places to do it, and there are places to get away from the light. Oh, I got you. For like, yeah, from Alabama, yeah. I mean, it's crazy how bright these places are. Let me look at my area. So, I mean, obviously Denver's going to be extremely overpolluted with light. But you've also got plenty of places that if you were willing to hike to, you could just get absolutely no light pollution. I want to go to Hot Sulphur Springs just to go there. So, oh yeah. So being a free diver, especially where I was at, we would go into freshwater springs a lot. And I would so much rather be in the water, in the ocean with sharks, than in a freshwater spring with alligators. Like, alligators and crocodiles, that's like a hard limit for me. And we didn't know, Casey and I were in Blue Spring, and it's got a river run to it. And we actually swam past some logs, talked to some guy that had like a GoPro underwater, and we were just like swimming around, just looking. It was really shallow river run, and we probably spent a couple hours in the river run after diving, and we get out of the water. Next day, we're on Instagram scrolling through, and a picture of an alligator comes up in a spring. So I look at it, and like I click on the dude's profile, scroll through it, and I see that it's the guy that we talked to. So I sent him a message. I was like, dude, did you take this photo in Blue Spring the other day whenever we were there? Like the day that we met you? And he was like, yeah, actually I took it right after I swam past you guys. So we were going this way. He was going this way. We stopped and talked. He went this way and then took a photo of an alligator right here. We never saw the alligator. We never would have known it was there if he hadn't found it, taken a picture of it, and we saw it the next day. Like, I don't like being in the water with alligators. Sharks, I'm good with. I'm okay with sharks. Nope. I am not a fan of alligators. Yeah. And I've been in the water with a lot of sharks. I wonder if it's on sync phase or if it's on mine. So the freediving group that I used to dive with is called Sync Phase. And I did all of their editing and underwater stuff. I took most of their pictures. I took that one and 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 that one. And that one and that one. This is me diving. Yeah, anything on land? Is it on this one? Or is it on my personal one? It may not be on theirs. No, I don't think so. I think it's on my old one. I think it's like way back on mine. Let's see. I think it's an old reel of mine. I think it might be like, may have been like the very first reel I posted on my personal. No, okay, it's not. Is it just nowhere on here? I'm gonna have to go back and find it then. Oh, I may not have the footage anymore. I know it's on my TikTok, but I was so we were diving, we were spearfishing, and we I can't believe it's not on here. Hang on. So this is actually me. This is my dive, my GoPro, and my head. That was a sandbar. That was like a 7 or 8 foot sandbar shark. And then I shoot a fish after seeing the shark. And if the fish hadn't have gotten wrapped up here, I would have been good. But just wait, here comes trying to take my fish, trying to get it. I had 2 sharks basically chase me up to the surface trying to get this fish. And then as soon as I broke the surface and said that, David was just like, he just went down and started trying to poke the sharks off so that we could get that fish. We would actually be around sharks a lot. I'm really surprised there's not more videos of us around sharks. Is this another one around sharks? Is this? Nope. What is this one? Nope. We have a whole video where we talk about sharks, actually, on the YouTube. On the YouTube. It was a lot of fun. This is like the only thing I miss about the coast is not being able to spearfish. You kind of just learn to get used to them. Like, as bad as that sounds, you just get used to being around them, and you stop kind of being afraid, I guess. Is that a good way to put it? Like, hey, let me see. Yeah, I think it was this one. So this is me. Yeah, I haven't seen a bear yet. I want to find a bear. Somebody told me to go to Cheeseman Canyon, and there's bears there right now.
Nice. Are they sandbars? Yeah. I haven't seen a shark yet. Not today.
I said that, and then the next dive is when those 2 sharks chased me up. Whenever I said I hadn't seen one yet. this day, these sharks were pissy. Oh, they were so pissy. For this reason, we decided to break standard practice and opt out of using a one-up, one-down system. We would dive with more than one diver on the bottom, so that way a diver down bottom could fend off the shark so the other two could spearfish safely. We call that shark poking. That's what that's called in the spearfishing world, is poking sharks. I mean, there would be 3 of us on the bottom, just trying to keep sharks off. Like, you see, there's 3 sharks right there. And you gotta remember, too, we're holding our breath. We're not on tanks. We're just free diving, so we're holding our breath, swimming down 55 feet to the bottom. You just get used to it. Like, that's the best way to describe it, is you just kind of get used to it. Is it trying to play? And okay, yeah. And I don't know if you saw this or not. This is one of my favorite clips that Ian ever got. So, he's got 1 shark here. So we got 1, 2, and then a 3rd one right here that he never saw. Never saw this shark right here. So I've also got it streaming to YouTube. And normally I have my phone on it so that way I can see like comments coming in. Okay. So hey, I'm running it through restreams. And I'll wait for him to come back. This video is good. So the person on YouTube that was asking what we were editing earlier in DaVinci Resolve, this is off the Z7ii. I went out this morning and I'm using the Z7ii with the Atomos Ninja 5 so that way I can record Nlog ProRes. And I was running on this camera. I was running my 200 to 500 millimeter lens with a FTZ adapter. And this is the Nlog ProRes footage off of it. So I went through and watched the footage. Decided I just wanted to. This is my first time using that. The Atmos. So I wanted to just play around with the color grading. So graded it by hand using this node tree. And then what we got out of it is this right here. And I'm just going to be posting this on Instagram. Just because I'm just playing around. Alert edits. Am I editing my alerts? No, not yet. This is from this morning when I couldn't get the freaking Pocket to work. I will be doing something like that eventually. I'll be editing them again. No, what True Vision and I were doing just a little while ago was we were talking about spearfishing. But and we were talking about sharks and stuff. Yeah, I did. I tuned in on that stream that you did for just a little while. I was driving back and forth. and I got a good bit of signal long enough to watch you guys. Hey, let me go. Let's continue making. It was a concise 2 hours. Yeah. Let's go back to making True Vision. Glad he's not in the ocean. So I don't know if you saw it or not, but hang on, let me go back. Let's start this for Maple. So this was whenever we were down in Florida spearfishing, whenever I used to go all the time. And this is Bennett. This particular diver is Bennett. And on this particular day, we were in a spot that was particularly sharky, and they were pissed. And where's that? So you see this tail right here? Right here? That was another shark beside Bennett that he did not know was there until we started looking at the until we started going through the footage. He had no idea that the shark was ever beside him until we went back. There was at least 6 different sharks out here this day. I should have stoned that fish. I wish I would have stoned that fish, because then the other 2 sharks would not have chased me up. And that fish was doing some acrobatics to avoid getting eaten. I mean, we ate him, but it's a little bit different. At least he was already dead at that point. I'm kind of surprised I made that shot, honestly, because I only had one band. I didn't have both bands pulled back on that one. Dude, I made this video for them. You see, January 11th of 2020. This is 2 years old. Dang. This is David. Yeah, it's David's gun. Oh, this is on the Joe. You ever free dove into a shipwreck? It's a little difficult, a little scary. Hey, let me see. Oh yeah, this is a good part. This is pretty funny. So we would go down 2 people at a time because of how sharky it was. And also shooting around structure and stuff, we would go down to kind of help each other. Straight out the mouth.
You shot him to the teeth, bro. He's not gonna
So he actually had a shark coming up at him. A little mangrove snapper.
Dude, you know how many grouper are down there right now? Are there really? Yeah, there's a ton of grouper.
Grouper was out of season.
There are 2 sharks down there, by the way. There's 3.
No, there was like 5 or 6. There wasn't.
Bennett, I wasn't looking at you when you shot the fish.
Oh, you're shitting me.
I was looking at the shark that was behind you, coming up to you when you were about to shoot the fish.
Right next to I was about to shoot a big sheep head after you shot that. And I'm like, I'd already seen one shark. I'm like, yeah, that shark turned away. I'll shoot a fish. Oh, wait, the sheep 2 other sharks came through. I was like,
It was a particularly sharky day. I still can't believe how many grouper we saw that day. And grouper was out of season. Completely out of season. Was that the day that David went? I can't believe that's the day that David did the variable.
Dude, I'm trying to film.
And then Ian had a blackout on one day. We did a lot of stuff. Oh, I miss freediving. I miss spearfishing. I miss it so much. That was so much freaking fun. You still in here, Maple? If you are, what do you think of my node tree? My beautiful, beautiful node tree. So neat and organized. I'm going to turn this back down. And then I actually want to I want to export that and see how that does with the rest of the footage from today. I know I need to go to preset. Am I muted? I don't think I'm muted. Let me unplug my mic, plug it back in. I'm showing that I'm not muted. Can you hear me now? How does that sound? Is that better? Can you hear me? Let me see. How does that sound? Is that better? Oh, that's not that far of a lag. Might be you. Okay, let's see. Let's save this into my presets. Just want to do bison and snow, just so that way I know what it's referring to. Okay. Oh, dang it. I didn't take out the audio. That's okay. You see how many, like, I'm very astounded by how many audio tracks the Ninja 5 puts at, like, records. I didn't have a mic plugged in. I really wish I would have. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Did I only take 6 videos today? I thought I took 7. Trying to click on the folder that's showing on OBS instead of on the actual folder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Which one am I missing? Okay, I'm missing number 6. I don't even know what number 6 is. Let's watch it together. Oh, okay, it's just him eating some more. Yeah, so here's the log footage, and then that's what we turned it into. So log graded. Log graded. He does still look a little warm now that I'm looking at him back to back. He does still look a little warm. Yeah, I'm going to cool him off just a little bit more, actually. But I just want to cool the red off. We're going to offset to blue. I feel like that looks better. Oh, I cooled the whole thing off, didn't I? I didn't just cool off. Oh my goodness. I clicked the yellow, not the red. It's my bad. Fix the offset. Okay, yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, I cooled the wrong part. I cooled the wrong part. That was my bad. Okay. Okay, we're gonna cool the actual red off a little bit, and we're gonna offset it. There we go. Let's see how that looks. I feel like I need to warm it just a tad. Let's go about right there. I feel like I need to go back to the yellow now. I like that. It gives this fur a little bit more of a purplish red than a straight red. As bright and vibrant. That grass is still nice. What do you guys think? What do you think of how that looks? I might offset a little. Warm it back up just a tiny bit and use the offset to achieve that more purplish tone. Now I feel like I want to add a little bit of contrast to it. Get a little bit more depth in the color. Yeah, color grading is a freaking art to it. I want to up the contrast just a little bit more. Let's try that. And I'm going to deepen the shadow a little bit. And I want it to look close to how it looked in person, but I also want to give it a little bit of vibrance, a little bit more kick to it, you know? I really like how that looks. I feel like that's really... Yeah, and I typically, like I said earlier, I'll use the LUT for like a YouTube video or something like that, but I really wanted to just like push it and see and kind of see what I could do with doing it by hand, since I hadn't actually gotten to do any of the Nlog off the Z7 II. I really just wanted to push it. I used to stay away from the wheels, and like, again, if you go watch that glass blowing documentary, you can see a clear difference between the first episode and the second episode as far as grading goes. And I don't think I did those by hand. I know that I'm going to do the next one by hand. But I think I just ended up picking a LUT and making tiny adjustments. Whereas on this, I want to deepen those shadows just a little bit. But I'm definitely going to be grading the next one by hand, the episode 3. I might try and stabilize it just a little bit more. We'll see. With him moving, I'm not sure how much. I'm actually relatively new to video as well. Like, I haven't done a ton. Gonna stream editing episode 3. Yeah, actually, I think I am gonna stream editing episode 3, just to give me, I guess, more of a reason to do it too. Because I really want to see kind of the difference between episode 1, 2, and 3, and that log footage is from a Lumex, from a GH5, actually. So yeah, it'll be a little bit different grading. I still feel like he's a little too bright. With the magenta color. Oh, that's why. Because my highlight. I'm actually gonna try a standard curve, and we'll see how that looks. But yeah, I probably will do episode 3. So I've got. Luckily, episode 1 took so long to make because I had to go through 2.5 hours of interview footage and cut down what I wanted. But now in Resolve, I've just made different timelines. Actually, let me save this project real quick and let me see if I can open up that project. I might have to relocate some files. Let me see. Yeah, okay. So all these red files, I actually still have them. They're just on a different hard drive than they were. So I did all of this editing on my Mac tower, which is back here, that I'm no longer using. So I've just got to go through and locate all of it, and it'll be fine. But what I did was I went through and cut on timeline 1 all of the stuff that I wanted. So now whenever I go to episode 1 or episode 2, I can see what I have and haven't used. And again, it's just because I just got to locate the files, which I know where they're all at, but you can see how many files are in these. These photos are photos from, yeah, culling is yeah, it is. These are all files that Freddie sent me, the guy that owns Muffin Jaw Designs. He sent me photos from before I ever met them. So whenever they were in college, getting their degrees in glass blowing, and when they were doing all this other stuff, whenever they lived in Missouri. So he sent me all of these photos from before I met him. And I feel like that's why this particular episode 2 is, feels more like a YouTube video to me than an actual documentary episode, because I had to take past photos and follow a timeline with them. And because episode 3 and 4 is going to have my footage. It's going to have episode 4 basically, or episode 3 starts right before I met Freddie, right before I started filming with him. So episode 3 is going to have a little bit of pictures with Freddie, Sam, and Kai, who Sam and Kai are like his glass parents. They're the people that like taught him. He was an apprentice of theirs. So it's going to start with Sam and Kai. I think episode 2 partially ends with Sam and Kai, and episode 3 is going to pick it back up with Sam and Kai. And then it's going to go into the stuff that I've done with them. So at that point, I'll be able to make it a little bit better of a documentary style video as opposed to how this one was made. And I really don't want to go find all of this stuff right now. I know where it's at. It's just going to take too long. So episode 3, I think I'll be able to make more of a documentary style. I think episode 4 is going to be the most documentary style. But whenever I got out here, I wanted to start shooting a nature documentary. So that's what I'm kind of doing with this. I started with the GH5. I don't have the GH5 any longer. but I'm going to start the shooting process all over with the Nikon. So today was playing around with it. Just trying to figure out what it could do, how it could handle things. Actually, I need to watch this again and see if I'm still happy with how he looks. And see if I need to change the grade at all. He's still like... Okay, let's see if that does it. Let's see how that looks. Because that looks better on this screen, but I want to see how it looks on these two screens. But I want to start shooting a nature documentary out here. I feel like video work is kind of where what I enjoy the most. Oh yeah, that looks better to me. That looks like it's got a deeper, richer color to it to me. I don't know if that's how it looks for you, but to me, that looks like it gives it a little bit more depth to his face while not blowing out his neck. That looks a lot better to me. Because they have a darker face in person. But I wanted to start shooting a nature documentary because I love video work. Whenever I was working for those YouTubers, I loved it. Whenever I was editing stuff for Syncface, I loved it. And my own YouTube videos are rather boring, and I know that they're boring. So I wanted to start making different series, different documentaries, shorts, things like that. So my next bigger project, personal project, as far as a documentary was going to go, was going to be something called Nature by Humans. And it was going to focus on things that humans are doing in this particular area to conserve wildlife and to kind of give back. Like, bison are not wild out here, but now bison can be found in, I know of 2 locations in the Denver area. That's Genesee State Park and that's Arsenal Refuge. So episode 1, I think, is going to be setting the tone as far as humans designating parts of what they have claimed back to the animals and really kind of delve into the conservation style stuff and focus on the animals. But I'm also going to have to shoot this, like right now it's winter, it's February. So all of this stuff's going to have snow, it's going to be cold and things like that, which episode 1 is going to be in winter, probably focusing on bison. If not on bison, then probably on like prairie dogs. So right next to our apartment, there is a park that is just prairie dogs everywhere. Everywhere. And to me, coming up from Alabama, that was so foreign. I had never seen that amount of wildlife. Just like in a park surrounded by town hall or a municipal center and then apartment complexes and houses. There's just a park right in the mirror. Yeah, I don't get close to him. That's why I've got the long lenses. But like, I want to shoot some stuff about that and talk about how some humans in this area still see them as pests. People that aren't used to them see them in this other light. Melissa, my wife, is actually very, very good at doing voice work. She's never done it professionally, but that's what we're going to do. So her and I are going to shoot and produce this entire thing. And I'm going to try and not have humans in it. If I do, I only want silhouettes or like from the back, things like that. I don't want humans to be a major part of it. I want it to be about how kind of these animals, the humans have given back to them, but it's almost like these humans are these ghost things that they don't really interact with on a daily basis, or they see them like we were right next to this bison. Oh, good God. Ugh, that sucks. But I want humans to be treated in this documentary the same way that kind of an animal would see them. Just like something there that's not really prominent, or it's not a major factor. Like these bison, while they're not wild, they do have free range in this plain, in this area. I've got to actually find, I think the hardest section to film of this for me is going to be the pronghorns. Because I'm going to have to go onto the plain side and just look and look and look for pronghorns until I can finally find some. The elk shouldn't be that difficult. I've got to make a trip up to probably Walden, Colorado to get moose, which I cannot wait to see. I've never seen a moose in real life. But episode 1, I think, is going to be like an introductory and a short section on the prairie dogs. And then episode 2, and maybe like some rabbit stuff like that. Episode 2 might be if I can get enough footage of like falcons, or have birds, different kinds of birds, like falcons, eagles, the geese that are up here, those pissy things, all the ducks that are up here. Like, I want to focus on that, but I also want to kind of get away from some of the refugee areas and show the prairie dogs that live in the dirt patch in front of the liquor store, and or the prairie, and then the prairie dogs that live at the refugee where there's just miles and miles and miles of open plains, and kind of talk about both of them and the dichotomy between how humans have given the animals so much, and the animals are like, we're taking it one step forward and taking it something else. I leave my apartment and go down the road, and there are mule deer just walking around. It's so crazy to me how I'm in the middle of a city and there are just deer walking around. I want to do an entire episode at Red Rocks where I filmed the mule deer just walking around Red Rocks. These guys are walking around an amphitheater where concerts take place. And I'm definitely in the right place to do this, because this didn't exist in Alabama. This, like, you may see a white-tailed deer on the side of the road in the boonies, maybe at night, like, but this is just out in the middle of the day. I can go outside next door and there's geese and ducks and prairie dogs and rabbits and hawks and eagles all in this, and coyotes. Yeah, it is. And I do want to go up to the Rocky Mountain National Park and do an episode in the Rocky Mountain National Park. I want to go into the mountains here and have certain episodes where it's like these things are completely wild and they just have learned to coexist with the humans, and then have episodes of these animals, like the deer in here are wild. They're not contained. They can leave if they want to. The bison are more or less contained, but have like the deer out here in this area are 100% wild, or the elk. I followed a family of bald eagles that had a nest 10 minutes from my place in Durango. Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. Like, you literally have to go to the 2 state parks in the Mobile area to see any form of wildlife. But here, there's state parks. There's parks everywhere, and animals have taken them over, and I love it. So that's what this is going to be. It's going to be what humans have done to try to give back to nature in this area. But I want to shoot it from more of the animals' perspective of humans are just these arbitrary figures that they had to learn to live with, but aren't like giving them food directly. You know what I mean? So another reason why I want to restart the filming is because the process, what the subject matter and how I want to tackle this. Yeah, they do. They love their wildlife in Colorado. And like bighorns. I want to go find bighorn sheeps, and I want to go in the spring whenever we can start hiking some more to some higher elevations. I want to find mountain goats and like do a whole episode of that. Like, here are the bison that humans have given land back to because of what they did in the past. And here are these mountain goats that just live in an area that humans will not inhabit. Like, I want to do all of that. I don't know how many episodes it's going to be. I don't really know. But I almost got to like make episode 1 and then kind of go from there. And I'm going to stream some of it. I don't know if what I want to do, because like, I don't want to stream making the documentary, completely, because then like what's the point of watching the documentary after if I stream the entire creation process? So what I'll probably do is I'll probably stream everything up to the grading. Oh yeah, that'd be fantastic. Yeah, that'd be great. I'm trying to find more people up here. I'm trying to do some connections and stuff like that. And everybody up here is really friendly too, so it's not difficult. I've just got to get out and do it. I'm just checking my time. But what I might do is stream, go into the wildlife refugee, go into different places, trying to get, if I can get the pocket, if I can get this stupid thing to work, then I'll stream the filming days, and I'll stream cutting the footage down and arranging it. Maybe even stream some of the... I have not started my own Discord yet. I'm part of 2 Discords. I have not started my own Discord yet. I probably need to do that. Discord and Twitch is so new to me that, like... I have never thought about making my own Discord because I don't exactly know what all Discord entails or why that would be a benefit, if you know what I mean. Like, the Twitch and Discord and all that stuff are so new to me. But I also want to stream doing the Foley work or doing yeah, it's I mean, it's so much different than any kind of other social media platform I've ever done. But I want to stream like Melissa reading off the script and doing the directions. I want to eventually I'm going to build a temporary, removable, however you want to say it, sound wall that'll go behind my computer and down this wall and probably down to about like right here, right where the coffee machine is, and have it come out and around, so that way this whole area back here is a... You got me, camera? We can turn this into like a recording area. Plus it'll get rid of echoes. It'll make my audio just sound better normally. But I want to record the whole thing and stream all of this. Like, lift a camera up and put it up above so that way you've got Melissa reading out the lines and all this other kind of stuff. I want to do all of that. I want to stream the entire process of making this, except for the final grade, where it will still give something for a viewer to go watch on YouTube, watch the final documentary, instead of just being like, oh, well, I saw the streams, I know what it is. So that's going to be another packet, another project that we're going to do for streaming. It's going to be interesting, and it's going to be a lot, but I've almost got to narrow down what I want episode 1 to be and figure out all the shots that I need, go get them plus some, and then start writing the script. So I've just got to sit down and do all of that and figure out how I want episode 1 to go, because this is a little bit more controlled and uncontrolled than the glassblowing documentary. Because the glassblowing documentary, I was going to let the interview run everything. How I built it, what we talked about, everything. I was just going to let the interview decide all of that. In this, I actually get to decide some things. And then I've just got to go get the footage. So I'm going to get into that at some point. I've just got to do it. I've got to start doing that. And I think like end of winter, beginning of spring is when like the prime time to film is going to be, because I can still get days of snow even in the spring, according to people that live up here. Let me do this real quick while I've actually got you in chat. All right, so I got my Discord here. I guess, would I just do add a server and add my own? Yeah, create my own. I guess it'd be artists and creators. Do artists and creators to make it a little bit easier. And what I'm going to actually do before I forget is that I'm going to delete that, re-grab a still, re-export it. So that way I've got an updated one. Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's just a simple. Okay, cool. So we'll do that. I guess I'll do a community. Because something that I want to do, I can't remember whose stream I watched. I don't know if it was Maple's or if it was somebody else's. But at the end of the stream, they told everybody in chat to put their social medias in the chat. So that way everybody would go in and follow and look at other people. And I want to start doing that. I mean, like right now, there's what, 2-3 people in here. So like, it's not a huge following or anything yet, but I definitely want to be able to do something like that where everybody that's watching at the end of it will put their social medias in there. Everybody will go through and follow and stuff like that. So I want to do that. I don't know what photo. Done a lot of editing on here recently. I feel like this is a good one. With a name and an icon. There we go. Ugh. Life got a little too hectic like you. Yeah. Sports talk? Oh, gosh. Feedback me? Okay, cool. Okay, so what was I doing? I was doing this. Where'd it go? I click off of it. I think I just clicked off of it. Yeah, okay, I guess I'll just start over. I've got a lot of ideas for stuff that I want to do whenever, if, I'm going to say if, not when, if. I'm able to get maybe a larger audience in here. It must already be up and it just didn't do it. How to find it. Let me see if it like halfway created it. Nope. Is there like a second window that I'm not seeing? Yeah, it does. It just takes time and consistency, and I missed like an entire week of I missed an entire week of streaming, and it's not gonna let me do it, is it? Let's try that. And then whenever I came back, I was like, crap, I'm out of wildlife stuff to post on my Instagram. I must just be doing something wrong. Because I don't know what it's doing. Make it public in settings. Let's see. User settings. See, like, I don't even see it. User profile, maybe? Oh, it may not be letting me do it because I'm streaming. That might be what it is, because it just keeps saying streamer mode is enabled. That might just be what it is. It may just not be letting me go so far because I'm streaming. So I'll just have to do that later. I know I can disable it, but I'll figure it out, and I'll send you a message if I've got any issues, because I'm sure I will. I'm sure that I will have issues. Oh, okay. I've been going for 2.5 hours. That was longer than I expected. Longer than I thought I was going to do. I'm going to end because I got to get ready to go shoot my house. Shoot the one house I have today. I got to go do photos for it. And then I still don't know if I'm streaming again tonight. I'm going to let Melissa decide that. Either we're streaming probably next Monday, the paint shoot, because of her work schedule tomorrow and Sunday. Yeah, thank you so much for dropping by. Either we're streaming another paint shoot, and this is actually gonna be themed. So we're gonna start a series too. We're gonna start a series of paint shoots, and I think it's gonna be a 4-part series. Part 1 will be either tonight or early next week, depending on her work schedule and depending on how she feels, because she's got to do her own makeup and stuff like that. And then the next series, we'll announce it the next time we get a chance. But thanks for everybody stopping by. If I'm streaming later tonight, then I'll be back on here, probably looking tired, more tired than I already am. And if not, then I will be streaming tomorrow at some point, and I'll be editing the first photos that came off of the ZFC. I'll be editing the first photos that I took yesterday morning off of that. So drop back by, see how we're editing, and eventually I will have an ending screen. I just don't yet. So see everybody later.